Hello, I'm Don Campbell. I'm the author of Enchanted Characters and Imagination. It's a series of books that cover my children's childhood. The stories are written for my kids, many of them back in the 80s and early 90s.
What inspired these stories originally?
Most were written at quiet moments during bedtime when I was reading to my kids, and I would read them nighttime stories. I made a lot of these stories up to entertain them, to enlighten, rein in imagination and wonder to my children.
Do you have a favorite story or character that your kids love the most?
There's a lot of stories in there that mean a lot, but I guess my favorite would be the 31-acre forest. And we own a farm in central Kentucky, not far from Lexington, and that inside that farm, there's forestry, and of course, 31-acre forest. My daughters and I used to go out there and imagine what was there, and they could go out and talk to animals. My dogs, Nick and Thake, are important. We have many pet hens. One of them, her name was Private, because she left. And in the afternoon, I'd sit out in the yard and she'd come and jump on my lap and tell me about her day. There's a fairy that lives inside the 31 acres by the name of Nora, a ghost that lived there by the name of Gullivan. And I'd say because my kids are involved, and that's probably the stories that hold the deepest meanings to it.
Can you explain how these volumes are organized?
Yes, I have 7 books out. Volumes 1, 3, 5, and 7 are poems, short stories, songs, and tidbits of other work, including some other people's work, including people like Francis Scott Key, our national anthem, The Star-Spangled Banner. So I included it, and several others that I felt were important at the time, at least to me.
Why did you choose to include classic poems alongside your own work?
Those were pieces of work that are important to me. Some of them is like Francis Scott Key's Star Spangled Banner means a lot to me, but my daughter saw it hanging in my office when I was reading them. She knew the national anthem from going to Suns games, Phoenix Suns games, and some other sporting activities with me. But she did not know the whole story of how the poem came to be, where he was at when he wrote it, or what it represented, as much as she does by reading the story. So things I find to be important. So I wanted to include them. Now, I've included others as well. Francis Scott Key is somebody I really loved his words and his writings, so I'll put that in there.
What was it like revisiting these stories decades later?
All in a word, emotional. As I was writing many of them, I could still hear the voice of my kids laughing and chuckling and giggling, carrying on. And even when I would finish the story and we'd go to bed at night, you could still hear them in there giggling and carrying on. So it was really emotional on many of the stories, because they have such strong memories behind them.
Did you make any changes or updates to these stories?
Most of the stories stayed what was written at the time. Now, I did tweak them a little bit to smooth them out and to clarify some of the work inside of it, just to make it easier to understand. But as far as the story itself, they did not get changed at all. They stayed true to the story.
Who do you hope will read these books today?
Anyone that has a strong love of reading, for imagination, they're family friendly, they're kid friendly, they're fun stories when you're watching the fire burn in the fireplace, looking at the Christmas tree and watching the snow outside. They're great stories to sit around and read and have some hot chocolate.
What is next for the series?
I'm working on a 7th book. Actually, I should say that books 1, 3, 5, and 7 are poems, short stories, and songs, and other bits of work. But I am working on an 8th book of short stories and 3 or 4 flip books, or picture books, as some people call them. Another story is a Christmas story, which we hope to have out in a few weeks, which Santa Claus is Christmas Eve. It's slave rapes. They have to call in a special family of woodmen to repair his sled to get him ready for his big ride. Heartwarming story, lots of characters in it, lots of fun. Snow and hot chocolate covers the story, so I think people will like that.
And where can people find your books?
Books are any place where books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, LuLu, about any place. So we don't have a contract with Walmart at this time. We are working on that. We hope to have that finished in a few months. Also, with Amazon, they don't publish hard copies on anything under 100 pages. So I do have a book out called Enchanted Characters and Imagination, Easter. And it's how Easter eggs came to be colored, why we color our Easter eggs. It's a really cute story. So if you want a hard copy of that book, you need to go to Barnes & Noble or LuLu or other book outlets to order. But I think you'll like that story. That's a good story.
Any final messages for our viewers?
Well, I'd like to say that reading is a boundary of generations that bounds generations together. And to let people know that the money from these book sales does not come to us. It goes into a trust fund that's split between the veterans organizations such as Tunnels to Towers, which we just got a check to, and it goes into children's hospitals. Wintertime it goes to Phoenix Children's Hospital. Then we get the check, and then St. Jude out of Memphis, St. Jude's Cancer Research Hospital out of Memphis. It's one of our organizations that we share. So I hope everyone takes a chance to enjoy looking at these books. They enjoy them, If you buy them, you help others, and appreciate all you've done. And you have a great day.